Hey guys, so I'm back for another one. This time I want to get this thing running better. I have brakes. I don't think I'm going to get to that this set of days off. I just got really busy. But then next video will likely be the brakes. Oddly enough, what I want to do before I do brakes, and I know this isn't a real smart idea, but this is my idea. We have this 307 2-barrel tired old girl under here, and kind of what I want to do, I'm thinking a timing chain would probably do this thing some good. I'm thinking a maybe a new camshaft would do it some good. I have this carburetor I've been sitting on for a little bit now. It's a really good Rochester 4-barrel. And then down here on the floor, I got this old 4-barrel intake. So I think maybe I'll clean that up as well, throw it on there. I also got some Amazon $80 distributor, came with cap, rotor, plugs, no, not plugs, but wires. Came with everything, for $87 or something like that. We'll throw that on there too. And we'll throw a set of plugs in it. So we'll do timing chain, camshaft, lifters, intake manifold, carburetor, distributor. We'll do it all. So right now I got this thing draining. Maybe I'll let that drain for a little while anyway. I got some errands I can run, and we'll let this guy drain out, and then when we come back, maybe I'll open the garage door here and we'll start tearing into this thing and see if we can get her done. The plan is to try and get her done in, I don't know, 3-4 hours maybe. I haven't done this in a while, not since I was quite a bit younger, so we'll see. But I think 4 hours is very doable. So we'll come back and we'll do that. All right, so give me a few minutes here. I'll get you guys set up, probably on a tripod somewhere under the hood. I'll have to figure out some lighting, maybe just open the garage door and go from there. Okay. All right, hang on. Hope I got you guys set up there good. So I'm just gonna work from my the outside in. So I'll start with this fan. I'll take that off, and then I'll remove the pulley and the belt. And then maybe I'll move over to the alternator. I'll get that off, and then I'll drop the water pump, and so on and so forth. So this fan is held on by 4 1/2-inch bolts. I'll just zip those off. This thing probably hasn't been apart in forever, so you may want to fight you a little bit. All right. They want to fight you a lot of it. Maybe I will. I'll pop off that alternator too. Just take the tension off the belt anyway. There we go. Next up, we'll go after this water pump. I believe that water pump's going to be 4 9/16. Yep. Now we need a harmonic balancer puller. My made in Taiwan Princess Auto / Harbor Freight kind of harmonic balancer puller. So here's the bolts that hold that pulley on. These are the guys we're after. And you just find yourself 3 bolts, the same thread pitch. You set those aside. Then you're going to need this guy. That'll be business in the middle. I like using this guy on the center of the puller bolt, and then this guy here. And I'll get this all set up and we'll go back to the truck and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so as you can see, I got these 3 bolts in the same holes that held that pulley on, and then I got the big one thread right through it. So I'm just gonna tighten that up, and that'll drag this right off of here. Now, the bottom of this lip is actually held in place by the oil pan. So you actually have to loosen off the oil pan so it can drop down to release this timing chain cover. I'm going to go down and do that now. I don't know if there's a good spot for you guys to watch from, but if I can find one, I'll put you there. So you can see this lip down here. This lip pinches between the oil pan and the timing chain cover. So you need to be able to sneak that out. It's not a lot, but you do need to loosen her up just a bit. And there's what we got. Let's take a look at this chain. Wow. All right. So guaranteed our new timing chain is going to smarten a few things up. Okay, maybe we will move on to the top up here. So I'm going to move this stuff off to the side so we can get around to cleaning it and maybe throw some paint on there. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and we'll yank that intake off as well. I think I'm just going to set you guys up here, and I'm going to get going on this. I don't know if I'll do time lapse or I'll just do fast forward or whatever, but maybe I'll just give you a quick explanation of what's going to happen. So the fuel pump is obviously connected to the camshaft, and we're changing that. So we're going to pop this fuel pump off. Maybe I'll get these lines out of here because this is connected to the carburetor. Carburetor's coming out, right? So I'll disconnect this. I'll pull that fuel pump, set it off to the side. That distributor's got to come out. All these wires got to come off. Plugs got to come out. And this intake manifold has got to come off. So the intake manifold's going to be held on by about a dozen bolts. Here, 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 all the way up the sides. The distributor is held on with 1 bolt, and this guy, just like that, sits at the base. But I kind of figured you guys wouldn't be able to see that, so maybe you'll catch it on the install. And carburetor, I think I'll just take off with the intake manifold. So I'll get you guys set up somewhere around here, and then we'll get going. Down to my last GoPro. Oh yeah. Shoot that all over the blanket if you don't mind. That would be great. Thank you. Perfect. That's great. extra points if you know what that's for. So inside here is a rod that rides up against the camshaft, and that rod likes to fall down like it is right now. But inside here, this bolt, the short one won't reach. It's there just so you don't end up with oil everywhere. But this bigger one will actually hold that rod off of the camshaft, which is important right now, but also leave it out so that we can, so it doesn't fall down, so we can get our fuel pump back in there. So we're not cranking on this, we just want it to hold it. All right, now it's up against there. Now, a lot of people have forgotten to change that out over the years, so what I like to do so I don't forget is I like to take my short one and stick it right there, which will do me no good because it won't actually reach for the fuel pump, but it'll be a good reminder that I need to change it, right? And I'll put my other one there. So my fuel pump bolts are in place. Just gonna set my fuel pump out of the way. So, need 4 wires on each side, obviously. 3 on each side if you have a V6. We have a V8. Okay. Throw that over there. Come in on this side. And no, we're not marking what wire goes where and all that good stuff. I'll show you how we figure all that out at the end, don't worry. Non-issue. A lot of stuff up here. I don't know what this guy's got going on here. Yeah, 1 wire to knock off the distributor back here, only because this one is HEI. And just lay it out of the way, I guess. Here she comes. Uh-oh. So now we'll go after these. Take you guys in here for a good look. I don't really see any issues in here. Don't look great, don't look bad, look dirty. We'll clean all that up. And then when we come back, we'll pop off these valve covers. We'll rotate all the rockers out of the way. We'll pull out all of these guys. We'll pull out the lifters. Then we'll go ahead and yank this camshaft out. And I just kind of need a coffee right now. So I'm gonna sit down, drink this coffee I brought out with me this morning. And then we'll come back and we'll get that done. Okay, we got that done. So I'm just gonna pop those 3 off of the camshaft sprocket. And that's gonna go in the garbage. Oh, we do need the bolts. So and in case you're wondering why there's a, I guess you can't really see it, can you? There's a vacuum there. I just cleaned up that all in here. Hit it with some brake clean, cleaned her up. Just because I don't want any crud falling down to our new cam when we put that in there. At any rate, we are ready to pull this camshaft. So let me get rid of this and we'll start yanking her. So I'm just gonna thread this bolt in here. It'll just help get it started to yank her out for me. And it should just kind of help her along a little bit through the cam bearings. Come on now. I'm trying to stabilize it, so you're trying to push down at the front and lift up at the back as you kind of slide this guy through. There we go. Probably take that bolt off the front now. So far so good. This cam actually looks pretty good shape. And there's the last bearing. Let's take a quick look here. Can you see? I can't really. I was trying to see what you can see. So we're looking at these lobes here, looking for a flat spot. Not terrible. This one's got a little bit of a chip in her too. I didn't notice anything on those lifters though. Did give them a quick inspection off camera. I'd say these aren't terrible. The back too got a little bit of a flat spot, but nothing. I wouldn't even call them flat. So this is where our cam bearings ride. They look pretty good. Everything there looks good. All right. Looks like we are golden. Up here is where our fuel pump rides. That guy there. Doesn't seem to be making full contact, but I'm not too worried about that. All right. Well, looks like I got a new problem. What the hell happened here? At any rate, I'm gonna clean this up and have a coffee, and then I'll be back. Come on. All right, we'll put you right there. Right, so get a little assembly lube on here. Uh-oh. Oh, this stuff's old, so the assembly lube's kind of falling apart. Not good. I don't think I've actually put a camshaft in since I put one in that that 383 I built for the El Camino. So, this stuff's probably got some age to her. I'm mainly concerned about these surfaces where the cam bearings ride. where the lifters go, I'm gonna fill that all, splash some oil down in there anyway, so it won't be dry, but just hold it right there. So you can just, if you can set her up where the cam bearings are, so everywhere where these are, it'll hold her nice and straight for you, and then you can put some more juice on the cam, so you're not trying to see guys do the whole camshaft and then make a mess. But you don't, it doesn't have to be that way. Come on, baby. Put some hair around it. There we go. Sometimes putting some hair around it's what it takes. Here we go. There we go. Second last one. Come on, baby. There we go. Hair worked again. Let me just go grab a bolt. This is actually just a bolt out of that, remember that kit we were using before? For the harmonic balancer pillar? Yeah, it's just a bolt out of there. Probably for power steering or whatever. So anyway, let's get some on here. Then we're down to the nitty gritty. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Don't be like that. Yeah, there you go. Come on. There you go. Sometimes you gotta talk sweet to it. It's the only way. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah. There you go. See how talking sweet worked pretty good? Okay. So we'll get this guy out of here. I'm going to wipe my hands down, and we'll throw that sprocket on top. Line this up, and then we'll put the chain on. I should mention that you guys probably notice it's orange now. I just splashed a little paint I had kicking around here on there. And I also swapped out that gear. Funny story. I typically don't swap out that gear. And the reason is it's usually pretty good, but it's kind of hard to tell if you're being honest with yourself. So what I did was I decided I better pull it out, because I am making a video and trying to do things right. So I yanked it out and I held it up against the new one. Yeah, you guessed it. It was perfect. Okay, so we got a dot here where I actually hit it with some white paint because I'm blind as a bat from this distance. And then we're going to go dot to dot. Well, that's how you set up a timing chain. However, people seem to think that that's top dead center, but that's not. It's actually 180 out. If you went dot here and dot up here, that would put you at TDC. At any rate, I'm going to yank that off. Grab my chain, and we'll throw that on there. Okay. So we got our dots lined up. See how beautiful everything just flows when you get it right. And that's something. Bingo bango. Oh, I also pulled the spark plugs in. So, you have to remember, these get torqued to 20 foot-pounds if you torque stuff. I don't. So, my arthritis starts to bother me right around 25 foot-pounds. So, as long as I stop just before that, I know I'm good. I'm good. So, obviously it's got a top and a bottom. The bottom to the bottom. Slide them in. Come on. Alright, start over here then. So I'm going to snug these up to just where they're touching, just the lifters that are kind of flattened out there. Okay, a little too far. Back that guy off. Okay, just a little loose there. And just touching. All right. So let's get this guy. Get after him. Okay, a little bit too far. Okay, there we are, a little loose. And just touching. Okay, so anything that's the lifter is flattened out right now. Boy, there's a lot of them. I'm going to go through, whether it's intake or exhaust, and just get them all at kind of zero lash. And then I'll turn this a quarter turn, and we'll do it again. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a cheat code. So you can see this is, remember those two dots I lined up? So this is the one off the crankshaft, and this is the one off the camshaft. So when they're dot to dot, you're not actually at top dead center for number 1, you're at top dead center for number 6. But if you rotate that to the top, guess what? You're at top dead center for number 1. So you don't even have to, be putting fingers in holes and checking compression and blah blah blah. Just go here to here. There's a nice shortcut for you. And then while it's like this, you can actually stab that distributor in there and see if she's going to line up with that oil pump. Here, let me show you. So here's my new distributor going in. Let's see here. You gonna line up? Look at that. That's gonna line up with number 1 for me, just like that. Because I already set it in there and then rotated this until it fell into the pump, right? So that's nice and easy. So now I can yank this out, knowing that this is just gonna fall into place for me. Man, I'm gonna get rained on. This sucks. Something like that, eh? You think looks pretty good? I think it looks pretty good. Take this guy, throw him back here. Ah, come on. Okay, so you can still move it a little bit there, but she's kind of snug. I just want to snug her up a little bit. Okay, where have you guys been? So I flogged some parts in some, auto parts store, Chevy orange. So I threw the timing cover back on. Nothing real special there. I've replaced this seal and that seal in there. Now I'm going to throw the harmonic balancer on, and I guess we'll see if we're at top dead center or not. Alright, so here's our harmonic balancer. It is not painted yet, and I'm okay with that. But I am starting to run out of time. I ran out for parts and let some parts dry and blah 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 blah. So my 4-hour window is quickly closing in on me. I wanted to go to my daughter's for lunch today, and it's already 11. So things are happening fast. I'm going to put a little oil on this. Should definitely get a little bit of oil on there. Or some guys will use grease or something. I don't care. Spit on it. Something, right? Need some sort of a lubrication. Otherwise, she's not going to be happy. Okay, what's up next? Right here. So this here is an installer. So this threads into the camshaft, or crankshaft rather, and then this will thread on to tighten her up. You know, you can, some guys will just use a block of wood or whatever, and it's not like you can't. Like I have. I know you're not supposed to, but doesn't mean you can't. If it's all you got, it's all you got, bud. Do what you gotta do. Alright. And this washer is important, otherwise you start galling up your harmonic balancer. In our case, it doesn't really matter. I don't know if you can see that 0 in that line. Kind of shows you we're already where we need to be, but we knew that. Okay. What are we gonna do? Maybe we'll throw this thermostat in. What the heck, eh? Spring side down. Let me grab a gasket for that. Let's toss that guy on there. A little something like that. Sure. Throw that guy on there. Something like that. Okay, that. We'll just give that a little shot of paint there and make her pretty again. So we just tore it all up. There we go, so pretty. Okay, my estimate of 4 hours might have been a little much. Maybe we're looking more along the lines of 6.5 hours. Had to stop and go buy lunch for my daughter and my granddaughter. And, where am I here? I had to go buy some valve cover gaskets because lo and behold, I didn't have any. So normally I have a lot of that stuff too. So I'm really surprised at myself for not having any. Um, Okay, so I put the plug wires on. This little air cleaner on there. Primed up the carburetor. Let's see what happens. Now we do have a couple of issues actually. Maybe I should show you that. So I put on these nice chrome air cleaners. Actually, they're polished aluminum. Polished aluminum valve covers. This alternator now doesn't want to sit where it needs to be, so I don't have a belt on here. I'll either have to get a longer belt, which is what I'll likely do, or swap the old valve covers back on. Blah. Much prefer to just get a longer belt and leave everything the way it is. I do have an issue with the grommets from the old valve covers are too small for the new valve covers, so I'll have to get some grommets. I had to do some other running around today too. What else did I have to get? Oh, I had to go get some valve cover gaskets because I didn't have any. So then I went and visited my granddaughter, and then I went and visited my daughter and my son, and day got away from me, and still same day, but didn't finish this in the timely fashion I'd hoped to. So it's actually almost evening. I'll show you what this thing sounds like though. I should warn you, it is smoking a little bit. So here we go. So there you have it. What did we put on there? I guess we put water pump and timing chain and gears, camshaft, lifters. We swapped out the intake manifold from the 2-barrel to the 4-barrel, put on a new carburetor, put in a new distributor, new plugs and wires, cap rotor. I think that's about it. It did take better part of the day, I'm not gonna lie. We're probably sitting closer to 6, maybe even 8 hours. Probably closer to 6. There's a lot of work. And we had some challenges with this fuel line I originally put on. Didn't want to fit, so I had to swap it out. I had a steel one on there and just didn't want to line up, so I went back to this. I think it's from Earl's. This fuel line seems to work, no problem. So anyway, that's it for this one. Up next will be brakes. I'll do the brakes front and back, and we're going to convert this over to power brakes. We'll do that all in the same video. So we'll go power brakes, we'll install a booster, power brake master cylinder. We'll have to reconfigure these lines a little bit, and then we'll replace the front and rear brakes. Currently running drums all the way around. Might just leave it that way. Starting to look that way anyway. But power drums is better than manual drums, I think. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you haven't yet, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff. Mainly subscribing. I don't expect people to share this stuff. Does anyone really do that anymore? I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.